Hey, my name is Ed Moore. I'm a primary school teacher, eco coordinator, and garden enthusiast. You're listening to the Us People podcast with Savia Rocks.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Us People podcast. I'm your host, Savia Rocks, and today I'm extremely humbled to have Ed Moore here with me. Ed is a primary school teacher, a eco coordinator, and an extreme garden enthusiast. Ed, thank you so much for taking your time and having the patience to deal with me, first of all, and come on the Us People podcast. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
No, that's perfect. Thank you so much. So, Ed, my first question that I always love to ask every single guest that comes on the show is, could you tell us a bit about who you are as a person, where you grew up, but how that influenced you to be the person who you are today?
I pretty much grew up in Weymouth in Dorset. I've been living here for the last 30 odd years. I think my parents had a big influence on me, along with my granddad. I think they're the ones who really got me into the profession that I'm in. Being a teacher, they were teachers themselves, and they were really all about getting out in the outside into the outside world, and that's how I suppose my passion for gardening came through my granddad, watching him garden and teaching children within his garden how to grow things and fruits and veg, and then showing the children then how to make a dish, teaching them the skills that perhaps children don't actually know
Yeah,
nowadays of how to cook. And that's what I want to bring in my teaching to the children that I teach, that actually you can grow something from seed, grow amazing vegetables and fruit, and then use that to then make an amazing simple dish that then they can go out and eat and then cook for their parents. And yeah.
that sounds good to me. I know that the world means so much to you just by what you do, Ed, but what does being eco-friendly mean? Because I know a lot of people have heard the word eco-friendly and being eco-friendly, but what does it actually mean to you about being eco-friendly?
Means to me looking after our world, making sure that it's there for many hundreds of years to come, for our, for the children that are coming up, throughout our world, for the young people, making sure that it's still here, it's still green, we still got animals, we still got things living on our planet, that they can enjoy, that they can go in the sea, that they can see beautiful rivers, mountains, fields, countryside, see beautiful wildflowers, bees and butterflies, and these are all the kinds of things that are sadly disappearing from our lovely world that we live in.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And there's something else. Being a teacher, I think, is one of the most inspiring and rewarding things that you could ever do in the world. I'm being serious because there are so many people I've had on a podcast that talk about a teacher has influenced them or inspired them to be how they are today. If a teacher didn't say, you can do it, if a teacher didn't turn around and say, take some time out to learn this, but in your aspects or views of things, how do you feel like you inspire your students every day that you teach?
I think I inspire children through just being funny, being silly. I got some funky socks, so I wear some funky ties, bright ties. I'm happy to have a boogie around the classroom, or have a bit of a sing song, and just make a fool of myself, really, just to relax the children and just show it's fine to make a mistake, it's fine to be silly, it's just fine to just be who you are, be the person that you want to be. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks about you, and just be who you want to be. And and go with it and just chill and relax and enjoy, enjoy what you're doing, and you will go far. You'll go far in life.
See, I love that. It's just being your authentic self, like we were talking about just before we started.
Mm.
Oh, most definitely. There are so many red flags in the world when it comes to the world in the eco sense. What are some of the
Mm.
red flags that you've seen come up, and how can we as humans help the world more? Because the world doesn't seem to be surviving the way it should be. And
Mm.
I'm definitely noticing it by the extinction of animals, like you were saying, and food. We're not getting enough food, and the way food is grown is not growing the way it should be. But just
Mm.
your red flags, Ed. What do you believe that we should be doing as humans to help the world more?
In the last sort of 3 years, I've done a huge campaign with the children on single-use plastic, and I think that's been a real eye-opener on so many levels. Um, from us, the consumer, you know, us using, so much single-use plastic when actually we don't need to, and seeing so much wastage through supermarkets and other businesses. The amount of wrapping and the amount of needless plastic being posted through people's letterboxes,
Yeah,
and seeing all this in the sea and on beaches and all those little microbeads as well, and all those little um, small micro beads that you can't even see, that are all around us. I think there's a lot that we can all do to reduce our plastic within our homes. Um, as well as that, I think we can recycle more. Um, I think across the UK, I think we could do a hell of a lot better, and it would help if county councils had the sort of the same
yes,
recycling. From one county to the next, it's different, and I don't quite understand why everyone can't have the same recycling, can't recycle the same things within their household. Um, Deforestation is another thing. Palm oil, that's really important. We don't need products like that at all. And we need more electric cars. We need to make those more affordable.
yes, I
Uh,
agree with
you
you
know,
there. Mm-hmm.
and hopefully in the next 12 months we'll see the prices go down, because that's the only way that we're going to encourage people to buy them. At the moment, they're just too expensive. And we need more charging points around
Yeah.
the UK. There's just not enough, or they're vandalised. Sadly, people vandalise them and then they're not fixed. So if we want people to get out there, get an energy car, we need those facilities for people to be able to do those things. And we need more wildflower meadows. We don't need to be mowing them down and cutting them back, and just let them grow. Just let them grow so we can have the bees, the butterflies, and all the other insects that, why cut it back? There's no need for it. So yeah, I think there's an awful lot that we can all do and we can all learn from. And it's the children, funny enough, teaching the adults how to go about, how to look after the world.
Yeah.
Who would have thought, that they would be the ones to, show us adults how to live.
Do you know why I love children? Is because they have no filter.
Mm. Yeah, I
They
totally agree with you.
they just say it how it is, and that's one
Mm.
thing I would love to understand. But I think this is more a psychology thing. I would love to understand where the point we as children stop becoming like that and become that adult form within a child where we are stopped being able to say our opinion out loud, because I think that hinders the world so much. I don't know if you agree, Ed, because when children say something, they just say it, and it's so funny sometimes the way that they say it, but they're actually telling you the truth. And if a child can see that there is something going on in the world, why can't we adults listen to the kids and say, you know what, the kids are right? Yeah, and take our
Mm.
egos out of it and our pride out of it and listen to a child that's just taught us something. How do you feel about that? Do you feel that there should be more campaigns with more kids telling more people about what's going on in the world and the pollution and how we can make things better?
Yeah, definitely. I think children are the way forward. They've got the passion. they got the commitment, they got the knowledge. We need to, adults need to stand up, particularly the government need to stand up and start listening to these children. They got so much to say. They know so much. They got so much passion, and and they'll get it done. They go out there and they'll get it done, and they just need a platform to stand up and share what they know, and let them, support them in their campaigns and in their beliefs, and because they will show you how it's done. And I think part of the problem is that sadly I've seen it for myself. Businesses, children going and speaking in front of adults and businesses and things, and you get businesses saying, "Oh, here we go again. Oh no, children getting up. Oh no, they don't know anything." And then they're blown away by how much they know.
Exactly.
And then they ask the questions to the children, and the children then asking them questions back, and then they're like telling the adults, and they're like, "Oh, hang on a minute. Oh no, we're being caught out here," and they're blown away by how much the children know. And it's now time for adults to stop that mindset that children don't know anything, and just sort of stop, listen, and then act.
Yeah. If you had a chance and someone gave you the budget, right, Ed, to have a campaign that you believe with the kids would change the world to be better, eco-friendly, the way we look at the planet, the ozone layer, everything like that, what do you believe that your campaign would be about?
God, that's a tough one. I think at the moment, my big campaign would probably be the single-use plastic industry, because we've spent so much time on it. I think that's really important. But I think also at the moment, health and well-being, huge. Health and well-being, is a massive thing at the moment, and it's something at school that I've done a lot of work with children, doing lots of random acts of kindness, and which has also led into a little secret project of my own, which is I think it sort of changed people's lives at school, really, on a whole sort of secret level, through sort of some things that I'd been through in my personal life over the last sort of 9-10 months. And basically what I did was I watched a program called The Kindness Diaries. Don't know if you've seen it. And literally that changed my life. And I came up with this idea at school. Everyone was sort of downbeat, and just, we couldn't go and see each other at school, and we all had to sort of stay in our classrooms and because of COVID. So I started to give out random presents to people around school, and on the quiet, and this sort of lasted sort of 8 weeks. And no one knew it was me. And I even wrote a letter to them all, and they still don't know it's me. I think the head teacher caught me. She put together a little plot to catch me out, and she got me good. But to this day, only a few people know, and it's definitely changed everyone's mindset at school since we've come back. There's been a lot more people just saying a simple good morning to each other, and or having a little chat, or sending a song to each other, and just small things that we can all do to help each other, be happier, and happiness is such a fantastic thing. Kindness, being kind to somebody, it helps you, the person being kind, but it also helps the person that you're being kind to, gives off so much energy. And I'll definitely do a campaign, I think, definitely on like kindness, happiness, and because I think at the moment that's really important.
I would love to be part of your campaign. I would love to shout it from the rooftops, even if it's on a podcast, or being a photographer for you guys. That would be epic, because I know I know that people can't see you, and only I can see you, but I just want to let listeners know the amount of passion that Ed has when he's talking. It's amazing to see. When he's talking about anything, any questions that I'm asking at the moment, literally anything at all, he has so much passion and drive, and also humbleness towards it too. Thank you so much, Ed, for just doing that. And we're literally only about 15 minutes through the podcast. But thank you. But it's amazing. It's amazing to see somebody with so much passion and drive. So thank you so much. Let's talk about the way you educate the kids at school, because this is something that I would love to know about. What is a day in the life of Ed Moore with a class of maybe, is it 30 kids? Is
30
around,
kids, yeah.
yeah, around about
Mm.
30 kids. What is it like
Mm.
from start, say for instance, from start to finish? What is your program and your process for the kids in the classroom?
Well, we start the day off with our mindfulness. I think it's so important again. So we do these power questions. So basically ask them, what's making them happy this morning? Who do they love? What's bringing joy to their heart? What they're grateful for. They write it down on the whiteboard, and we sort of go around the class sharing ideas, and they're getting so good at it now. They're thinking really deep thinking, and thinking a bit more outside the box, of particularly what they're grateful for, and then we do our mindfulness. We do 10 minutes of meditation every day
Oh, that's
to start our
cool.
day off.
I wish they'd done that in my school.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. It works. It's such a calming influence on the class and such a great start to the day. And then after that, we get stuck into our literacy or our maths. So we do that, and then we do just dance. We get up and we
What?
do a bit of silly dancing, and
That's
just
cool.
to anything really. It could be anything, to Cotton Eye Joe, to YMCA, to I know. We I'm famous for I've got a collection of hats, and the kids love wearing my hats. They're just like costume hats, and I've got a whole box full of hats, and we just wear hats and we just dance around for 5 minutes, and then we sit back down and we do the next lesson. It's just a good way to just break up the morning. So yeah, we do our maths, and then by that time we've done play. We've had we're going on to lunchtime, and then after lunch we do a bit of yoga in the afternoon to start our afternoon off. So we do sort of 5-10 minutes of yoga, and then we're doing science, or we're doing some topic work on the Stone Age or the Romans, or we're looking around the world, and then we might go outside and do the daily mile. We run sort of around the playground, and someone's got like a timer on their watch or something, and we're sort of measuring how far we can go, how many laps we can do, and then we come back in and we have a story, which is usually involving me acting in some way, or acting out some story and getting them involved as well to make noises and actions and things. And then it's the end of the day. We've literally flown by, and we can't believe we somehow got to 3:15, and we're all going home.
Wow, it's amazing how time flies. But the most amazing thing is that it was fun. You made it
Yeah.
fun for the kids. I think you should have your own academy school at some point. You know, the Edmore Academy. And that sounds quite cool. Let's talk about behavior, because I know that in some schools, behavior is something that is on the rise, especially when kids are obviously misbehaving. But how big is behavior at your school, for instance, Ed? How do you handle when kids are misbehaving? I always believe that if a child is misbehaving, there's obviously something behind the reason why the child is misbehaving or acting the way we are. It doesn't mean that they should be punished for the way they are, but just in your profession and your views, how do you handle the way that you handle kids and speak to them and treat them when it comes to kids necessarily misbehaving?
Yeah, I speak to them very calmly. I think shouting at them doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't always work, and I think you've got to get down to their level, and you need to start to unpick what's going on in their lives. And usually it's something that's happened at home that they don't want to talk about, or just simple things that might have annoyed them in the morning, like they didn't have their breakfast, or mum and dad were ushering them out the door, and they didn't want to go. They wanted to finish watching something on TV, and it could be something simple as that, or it could
Yeah,
be
that's true.
something even more worse than that. That they just haven't got the confidence. They don't want to talk about it, and I get down to the level, and we try and sort out the issues, and obviously if it is serious, then obviously I need to report that. But I try and gain that trust off that child, and we got we got a fantastic reward system. We got something called raffle tickets. Basically, the more raffle tickets you earn throughout the week, the more chance you got winning a prize. And the prizes are amazing. It's great. I've got some many connections with my eco work, and people donate litter pickers and environmental books, and crabbing equipment, nets and things. And I'm very thankful to them for giving some really good prizes, and the children and the children work really hard to want to gain them. And at the moment, a litter picker, through this time at the moment, through doing virtual teaching and juggling teaching my class as well, we're still doing raffle tickets, and a litter picker is the number one prize that everybody wants in my class.
What?
Everybody wants a litter picker.
Oh, that's kind. I might want one too now. You're making it sound
Yeah.
interesting. You're making it sound interesting.
But it works. It works. They send me pictures every week. All the children have got a litter picker at the moment. That of them cleaning up their road, or going down the beach doing a litter pick, or it's getting them out and about. Doing their daily exercise. Making it a bit more fun for them. And I think the parents are very grateful. For having a litter picker, and they're doing their bit for the environment as well.
Yeah.
So it's two birds with one stone.
They should do that here in London, I think. But here in London at the moment is completely empty. Everyone's inside. No one's really out. But here's one for you, Ed, that I do want to ask, because the teachers also deserve to be rewarded too. How do you feel like every day you go in, you use all your energy to teach kids and help them evolve to become the kids or the people that they want to become in life? But how is it for you guys? Do you guys have like a training program that you guys go through that you then feed out to the kids? How is it for you? Does the headmaster come in and say, hey guys, we need to have a meeting about a specific subject or the way we do things? How does it work for you as teachers? But also, how do you guys get rewarded for your work?
So we have a staff meeting every Wednesday, and that's sort of set out by the head and deputy head of what CPD things that we need to work on as a collective, as a school. And then we've all got like our own little subject areas that we're working on, and we're working on our own research projects, which then we feed back every sort of 3 or 4 months to the teachers about what we found out and what we're doing, to keep everyone linked up to what they need to be doing in their classrooms, and how they could deliver ideas and activities and things. And obviously I'm in charge of eco, and that's solely my responsibility. And I'm sort of left to sort of get on with that, and which is fine, which is brilliant. I don't get anything extra for doing that. So all my eco work is in my own time. My evenings, my summer holidays, every school holiday I have, I'm working on eco.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't get paid anything extra to do that. I just do that out of my heart, because I'm really passionate about it, and I just love doing it.
Oh wow, that's amazing. See, no wonder before I introduced Ed, guys, Ed had a long list of things that he's done, and I was like, wow. And me and Ed had to go through it to say which ones do you want me, which ones do you want me to actually say. But I'm gonna say one, which was the national award winning eco coordinator. That one, and I want you to talk about it, because talk to me about you actually receiving it. Let me know if this is correct. You actually receiving an award for what you do, Ed. Could you tell us how that happened and what you actually did?
Yeah, basically, I got nominated. I don't know who nominated me, or yeah, I don't know. But I'm very humbled to whoever did. I'm very thankful.
Oh,
Thank you for whoever did. I know, and I never thought in my wildest dreams that, 9 years ago, starting, I would ever be in this situation that I'm in right now. You know, winning awards and winning awards for the school, and um, you know, um, yeah, I still can't quite believe it myself. Um, yeah, just through hard work and determination, and giving up a lot of weekends and Sunday mornings, and after, working till late into the night, and it's all been, it's all been worth it. And to see the children's faces, at the end of the day, it's great to be credited, an award like this. But the stars of the show are the children at the end of the day, and they're the ones that have, jumped on my, jumped on, and they've got a real passion for the environment, and I know I'm the one sort of driving it, sort of thing, and with my
yeah.
passion, it's feeding on to them. But at the end of the day, if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be able to have all that I have. And so I'm
Oh,
very grateful and very thankful for the children that have come through the school and been part of our environmental work so far. And because without them, then this would be nothing, and I would be nothing. So yeah, I'm very thankful and very grateful to them.
what do you feel are the challenges that you go through in your school that you feel need to be changed? Because I know the educational system for each school is different. But what
Mm,
do you feel like in maybe your school, or you can just say schools in general,
mm,
in when
mm,
it comes to the educational system, what do you feel should be changed to help the kids, but also to help you as well as a teacher?
mm. Yeah, I think workload. I think workload is a huge thing. We do lots of we do lots of silly bits of paperwork that actually we don't need to be doing. And there's lots of emphasis on data collection, and constantly assessing children. And we should just let them just enjoy their learning, enjoy life, rather than keep on, grading them every sort of, half term. I personally think it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's just too much.
yeah,
Um, and children learn at different speeds, and there's that extra pressure that they need to be moving on, they need to be moving on all the time. And some children just don't move on for whatever reason, and but then later on in life they will move on, they'll suddenly make huge progress. And that doesn't mean that they're not making huge progress now.
yeah,
You know and I think as well, we need more, we need more money pushed in for, the disadvantaged, and, we need to help them like catch up and with what they're doing. I think that's so important. And,
yeah,
what Rashford's done as well, I think that is, higher claim to him for
yeah,
all the work that he's done and his family's done, total respect there. And we just need more celebrities, more people like that to be, helping, helping schools. And and on my front as well, I think there's lots of subject areas that need to be rewarded. The government keep going on about the environment and how they want every school to be you know, zero carbon free by 2030. Well, if you want that, then you need teachers in place to do that, and specialist teachers in the environment as well. And it is possible. We're a zero and carbon school. It's taken us 8 years to get here. So you
yeah.
can, there's still 9 years to go. But, I think the environment is just as important as literacy and maths. And, it should be, I think it should be rewarded as a subject area.
You was talking to me about kids that have difficulties learning. Can you talk to me a
Mm,
bit about, say, for instance, kids who have dyslexia? Because that's a big subject right there.
mm,
I have dyslexia also, so I understand the terms. And in school, for me, they never really had the teachers to be patient. I'm going to be polite and say be patient when it comes to when it
mm.
comes to people or kids who have learning difficulties. How do you feel, especially with dyslexia, um, teachers have evolved to help kids with learning difficulties?
Yeah, I think I think through the training that we've had at school, it's so worthwhile, and it's nice to keep on getting that training, because
Yeah,
we're constantly learning as teachers. Everyone thinks that we know everything, but we don't, and we're constantly learning things all the time, and that's what's so great about our profession, that there's always something else to learn. There's always something else to know,
yeah,
and particularly about dyslexia, it's changing all the time. New ways and new activities and new programs are coming out to support children with dyslexia, and it's getting that training into schools, which is so important. And you know, um, you need a lot of patience, I think.
yeah,
Dyslexia, it's
yeah,
and it's so difficult to pick as well. It's so difficult. You don't really do the dyslexia test till they're sort of 8, 9 years old, sort of thing. So they're struggling before they even got there. So you can assess them. And but once that's been diagnosed, fantastic. We can crack on as teachers, and we've got amazing teaching assistants who have been trained as well in that type of field that can support a child with dyslexia, and
yeah,
give them the opportunities for their later life, and they don't think that dyslexia is a barrier, because there's a few teachers at my school that are dyslexic, but you look and you think, and the children are always shocked, I think, by, "God, they're dyslexic. Hang on a minute, you're a teacher. What you
see,
can to show them that actually you can make
yeah,
something of your life. Don't see it as, oh, I've got dyslexia. I won't be able to do what I want to do. But it's sort of showing them that, hey, you can do it.
yeah. Most definitely. I want to get to know. We've spoken so much about the environment, teachers, the methods, the kids, but I want to get to know you more, Ed.
Okay.
And and the reason why is because without you in this world, I should say, the kids wouldn't have the drive and the ability to do what they do. The world wouldn't be a better place with all the work that you're doing. But the question that I do have for you, Ed, was there ever a time in your life that you don't mind sharing with us, that you went through a difficult period or an obstacle that you would like to share, but
Mm.
in being who you are as a teacher, how did you overcome it? And how did also the kids bring their brightness to you to help you overcome it too?
Um, I think I got a few obstacles,
Yeah, go for it.
but I think my my changing one, I think, was when I was 16. I struggled. I'll put my hand up. I struggled with exams, and I struggled, academically. It wasn't my forte.
Yeah,
I really struggled with writing and reading, and I found it really difficult. And growing up, I saw my brother and my sister excelling in their learning. Really intelligent, intelligent brother and sister. And I was thinking, oh, you know, I see them going out to, go and play in the streets and things, and I'll be the one stuck inside with my dad doing some reading or doing some writing. I was thinking, God, why can't I do this? This is so frustrating.
yeah,
And I didn't get the grades at GCSE. I got a C, 60s, two E's, and an F. I know it off by heart, but that didn't stop me. I retook my GCSE for English and maths. I think I took maths 4 times. Couldn't read the questions. Yeah, couldn't read this bit, but it taught me, never give up. There's always a way. That's my motto. There's always a way in life. You'll find a way. Just believe in yourself and just have that determination and that faith that you can do it. And I think from that moment onwards, that made me the person who I am today. Just never giving up, and I a few years later, I think about 2007, I retook my science because I didn't have my science GCSE either. So then because
oh,
you need all your GCSEs for
yeah,
being a primary school teacher. Um, and that was a challenge in itself as well. And, um, you know, And by having those experiences, to share with a child within your class who's just like, even this week, we're trying to do some geometry and, they just couldn't do it. And just saying, just keep on practicing, and that's what it is. Just keep practicing, keep doing it,
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing. You'll get there. And seeing their face by Friday that they could do some concentric circles, a circle and a circle and a circle, their eyes just lit up to think that I spent all week doing this, and scratch up a piece of paper and, they did it, and their eyes lighting up and, there's nothing like it, and I still think I might be biased, but teaching is teaching is the best career in the world.
Oh, wow,
You
wow,
can't
I
beat
didn't
it.
say it. See? See? Oh, I love that. I really, really do. What? See, this is most probably going to intertwine with your previous question. What are you most proud of for being as an individual? What are you most proud of?
Being who I am, being being silly, being kind, being happy, making other people happy. You know, I, I think that's so important. You can help somebody else feel happy by
Yeah,
the way you dress. The things you say. Um, I think that's so important. Just making someone laugh each day. Great for their health and well-being.
yeah, I like that. What is the best advice you have ever received? But how has that advice helped you within your life?
Um, I think I think the best bit of advice I ever had. I think it was early in my teaching career. If you don't believe in it, don't do it. Um,
That's good.
you know, if you don't believe in it, just don't do it. You know, find who you want to be within that classroom and go with go with that yourself. And I think that's the best bit of advice I ever got given. And also, in the last sort of, I think in the last sort of 9 or 10 months, go with the flow, go with the flow of life. That's my new motto at the moment. Go with the flow of life. Go wherever it takes you. Don't force it. Just let things come into your life, make that decision, and go with it. Don't go chasing something, because when you chase something, that's when it starts going a bit wrong. And
Yeah,
that's what happened to me.
yeah.
And I've just gone back to let's just go with the flow and let things come into your life. And then there will be bad things, and you just got to work that out and make that decision at that right time, and just you know
Okay.
just go with the flow. And I read a great article. Uh, I think it was right river, wrong boat. And basically I was on the right river, but perhaps in the wrong boat. And
Yeah,
now I sort of feel a bit more in the last sort of
yeah.
6-7 months. I feel like I'm now on my right. I found my boat, sort of thing, and
You
I'm
found your yacht. Yeah.
yeah, I'm flowing down that river now, sort of thing, and I'm just letting things come into my life. And I'm choosing, I'm making sure I've got that balance. I'm not taking on too much work, and I'm still doing my passion, but then I'm also enjoying my life and my lifestyle, and I'm doing things for me. I think that's really important. Self love, make sure that you love yourself before you, love somebody else. And that's really, yeah, that's really shone through on me, definitely.
When do you remember feeling totally at peace? When was the last time that you said to yourself, Ed, I feel totally at peace today?
Wow. Probably this week. Probably this
That's
week.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just really relaxed, really calm, and just going with the flow, and just letting everything just absorb, and really chilled out. And I'm a really chilled out guy. I'm
Yeah,
really
I can
calm
see
and
that.
calm in
I
all
can see that.
different things, and nothing really phases me. I have to say, I've just really chilled out. And I'm always there for a listening ear or a bit of advice to help somebody else. And, that's what I enjoy doing. And, if I can help somebody else, inspire somebody else to be a teacher, or get into our profession, or help them in their lives in some way, then I'm all for. Yeah, I'm always here.
Here's a question, but it might be a bit difficult, but I love asking it. If there was one song that you could choose that is the soundtrack of your life, what one song would you choose, and why would you choose that one song?
Cool. Let It Be by the Beatles.
Oh, wow, that's good. You were quick.
Yeah, that was the first thing that came into my head. It's always been a song that I love. My dad's a huge Beatles fan. Literally worships the ground, and I've been lucky. I've seen Paul McCartney twice in concert, and
Oh, wow.
um, and yeah, Let It Be, definitely. Just let it be. Let life, let life come at you, and just let it be.
See? Wow, see? I don't even know what to say after that. That's amazing, actually. You've been the quickest one to actually come up with a song title for the soundtrack of their life. And I'm like, usually I'm stuck here, like, okay, I'll wait.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can't, no, that's pretty cool. Tell me how you define success. How do you define success to you? Because we all have a different definition, excuse me, of how we define success for ourselves as individuals. But how do you define success for yourself? And what does success even mean to you?
Um, I suppose feeling good about something that I'm doing, that I feel passionate about, that I want to do, that I get up every day and I think, yeah, I want to get to school. I want to get to school early. I want to enjoy myself today. I want to have fun. I want to make some people smile. I want to make people laugh. Um, you know, um, it's not all about awards. Awards are great and fantastic and great recognition to what you're doing.
That's
But
true.
I don't go out to I want to get this award, I want to get that award, and they're fantastic acclaims to and great for for being chosen, and for what you're doing, sort of thing, being highlighted for the hard work that you're putting in. But rewards aren't, they're not the be and end all of everything.
That's true. That's
I
definitely
think
true.
I think success is being happy in yourself, and wanting to get up every day and enjoy life and enjoy what you're doing. I think that's a great success.
I like that.
Every day.
That definitely that resonates with me a lot. Highly. If there was one quote that you could choose, I know that you said I think you said to me, right river, wrong boat. I think that was one. But
Yeah.
if you had to choose a quote that also represents you as a person, what quote would you choose? And why would you choose that quote?
Oh wow. God, now you got me stumped. Now you got me stumped. Yeah, you got me
Hey.
stumped. You got me. You got me. I can't reel off a quick one for this one. Um, I've got my there's always a way quote, there's always a way in life,
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think my latest one is, I stumbled across Ubuntu. Don't know if you heard about Ubuntu, sort of
Oh.
uh, brought together by Desmond Tutu and Nelson Mandela.
Mhm.
I am because we are.
Yes,
A
I
person to
heard. Yeah,
person is through another person. And we're all as one. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be here if you weren't here, and I need you, and you need me, and we need to help each other to become as one. To help each other through life and how we want to progress in our lives. And I think Ubuntu at the moment is quite prevalent, and it's in for everybody. Everybody needs that, and it's something that it's like a jigsaw piece, isn't it? Really, it's we're all sort of joined together to become as one. And I know it's not much of a quote, but I'd probably just
no,
use
it's
Ubuntu.
perfect. No, it's perfect. There's no right or wrong. There is just no. This is true. There is no right or wrong. There is just you. Like the I
Mm.
am. It's just I am.
I
Yeah.
am, yeah. So yeah, I am
It's
because we
perfect.
are, Abusi.
That's that's perfect for me. Here's one for you. And I know you said Nelson Mandela, and I know the quotes. So this might help as well. If I left you on a desert island and I said to you, you're only allowed to have one president, one activist, and
Mm-hmm.
one musician, what one president, one activist, or one musician would you have on the island with you for 48 hours to have a conversation with?
Wow. I'd love to have a conversation with Nelson Mandela. I think he's an absolute legend in his own right for what he did for South Africa and the way he galvanised the whole country to reform and come back together and have so much belief. I think that is so commendable about what he did. Um, I've been fortunate myself to meet Jane Goodall on two
Yeah.
occasions. I think I'd love to have an in-depth conversation with her and and Sir David Attenborough. I think that would be amazing um,
See?
to to get sort of close to them, and because they've had such a huge impact on our environment, and particularly in the last 2 or 3 years. Blue Planet Two, and
Yes.
the work that Jane Goodall's done with chimpanzees and in the rainforests, and she's doing phenomenal work, and she's local. She's local to me. She lives in she's originally from Bournemouth in Dorset, and
See?
I think she's doing amazing work, and on the musician front, I love to talk to Paul McCartney. I think or Bono. I think they're doing fantastic
Yeah.
environmental work in their own right. Um, you know, and they've been doing it for many years. 10, 20, 30 years. They've been doing this. It's not a flash in the pan. They're not doing it for the press or anything. They're doing it because they solely have a passion for it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to have a more insight into the work that they're doing.
That's perfect. See, you're giving some good answers today, and I like them. They're really cool. So, what would you say? I know we're coming towards the end, but what would you say to anybody who has that moment in their life where they feel like giving up because they don't have the support like they always thought they should have, or they don't have very much money to be able to fund what they love doing? And sometimes you get down about that, but what would you say, especially from your point of view as a teacher, to anybody listening about being positive and optimistic and striving for your goals and just believing in your ability to just do great?
If you got a dream in life, never give up. Never give up at all. You can do it. You can get out there, and regardless of whether you haven't got the money, or but you've got that passion. If you've got that passion inside you, and you want to do it, in the end you'll find a way to do it. Just go out and find a mentor, find somebody that can help you to get to where you want to be. If you've got a passion to want to be a teacher, then do you know a teacher that can help you? Is there someone in that your community that that you can reach out to, and make them your mentor, or get advice from them, because there's always people out there. And I think that's so worthwhile, and that's what I do. If I've got something that I want, you know I reach out, find a mentor, find somebody that's going to help me get to where I want to be. um, you
Yeah,
know there'll be somebody out there, and you got a dream, and there's always a way. That's my saying. There's always a way. There's always a
I
way in
like it.
life. It will happen. It might not happen after 12 months. It might not happen after 2 or 3 years, but it will happen. Just keep that belief, keep that faith, keep that belief, and keep that passion, and keep
Yeah.
on opening those doors as they come in, and keep making those positive decisions, and you'll get there in the end. You will get there.
Let's talk about, before I ask my two last questions. I want to talk about your gardening because you love gardening. And I definitely introed you as an enthusiast gardener, but we never actually spoke very much about it. So talk to me about it. Talk to me about your gardening and why you love gardening so much.
I love gardening so much because it's so peaceful, it's so relaxing, it's so good for the mind. You're planting something from seed, and then you're sort of getting like a prize at the end of it. You see it grow into a a tomato, a potato, a courgette. And there's like different varieties of courgettes, and there's different colours of carrots. You just don't get orange ones, you get purple and yellow ones and orange ones, and it's all a bit of a surprise, isn't it, really? And you can then take that to then make an amazing like traditional British dish, and um, you know
Yeah,
I think it's the best thing that you could possibly do, and to think that you don't have to go down the supermarket. You can literally grow it in your back garden. You can grow it in pots
exactly.
if if you live in a flat or something. Get a trough and put it on your windowsill. There are creative ways that you can grow other things, and what's even better that you can actually use, like, say, a tomato, and use the seeds from a tomato and then grow another tomato. You don't actually have to
Exactly.
go down to your garden centre and buy some seeds. You can actually use the seeds within the fruit or the veg.
Yeah.
Just pick them out, sort of thing.
And they're
You
even
know,
better as well. They're even better to use as well. So that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
definitely, yeah. Great environmental little top tip there from me.
Hey
So
guys.
yeah, and you know, the gardening started. This sort of started off the eco work really 9 years ago. I started at the school that I'm at. They didn't have a garden. They didn't, they had children didn't know about where their food came from. They thought it came from the supermarket. They had no understanding about how to look after their world. And I thought, right, okay, I'll make a garden. So I spent my Easter holidays out there, and wrote my dad in as well, and we built a garden together. And that's the first garden of 3 gardens that we've made at the school. We got a big allotment area now, and so the children learn about rotating the beds, and we grow by the seasons. So we grow our veg by the seasons and our fruits by the seasons. So that they can harvest them in spring, in the autumn, in the winter. Um, and the children love it, and we got fantastic volunteers as well that come in the afternoons that help with the children. That they've got a allotment themselves, or they haven't got a garden, but they've got the passion, they've got the knowledge for it. They teach the children, which then takes a bit of pressure off the teachers that aren't so
Yeah.
gardening friendly. But I'm always out there. I always, like, come wind, rain, or shine, I'm there. Um,
Aw.
and the children have learned so much, and they can take what we have, they can take it home, or they have it for snack time, or we're lucky we've got a technology room, and they could go and make a dish from, whether it's British dish, or they could go and make a dish from another country. I think that's always really exciting, that we can grow veg from other countries, and then they can make a dish from another country and think, wow, cool. I didn't realize that, you
I
know,
could do this. Yeah.
yeah, I can sample other dishes from that country without having to go to that country.
See? You see how beautiful the world is that you have everything at your feet. And I mean literally at your feet. Because if you're standing on a garden, it's literally at your feet. And
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's so amazing. So, what would you like your legacy to be when you feel like you've done enough in the world? What would you like your legacy to be? How would you like people to remember you, Ed?
I'd really like to leave a legacy of that, an environmental legacy. That we have a constant cycle of children coming through and looking after our world, and there's no one there driving it except for the children. It's the children's passions that are just constantly cycling it round, and they're the ones pushing it forwards. To think, uh, to think that they've looked after their world, and then they're passing it on to the next generation, they keep on passing it down, sort of thing, and it
Yeah.
just becomes a constant cycle. And also, a fun, happy teacher that just passed on his humor and his silliness, and allowed, and taught people just to don't worry in life and be who you want to be who you are, don't have any worries. Just, if you want to be like that, you be like that. If you want to wear that, you wear that. If you want to dance around the room, you dance around the room. You be who you want to be. I think that's so important. And if I can leave that kind of legacy, when I retire from teaching, then that'd be great. That'd be amazing.
That sounds good to me. That's a good legacy to leave behind. Finally, my final question for you, Ed, is I've had the privilege of having you on the show, but where can people also find you if they would like to contact you or get in touch with you? Where can they find you on all your social medias and any other platforms that you would like to share?
Yeah, so you can get me on LinkedIn. I usually try and update it as much as I can. So there's plenty of articles on there about my eco work and what I've been up to. So yeah, check out my LinkedIn, and it's Ed with two D's. Ed Moore on LinkedIn. I've also got a Facebook page, Plastic Free Dorchester, which is a campaign that we started about 2-3 years ago with the children to make our town, Dorchester, where our school is, plastic free. And we managed to get the accreditation, but we've still got loads more things to be doing, and we're still working on that with the children. That's still ongoing. And you can also get us at, school website, get us on Damus First School in Dorchester. Check us out there. There's lots of information. Our eco news is on there. It's updated every month of all the latest things that we're up to. So yeah, check out Damus First School. Thank you very much.
Oh, guys, wow. Ed, thank you so much for coming on the Yes People podcast. But I also want to thank Ed because Ed has been extremely kind and patient when it comes to just coming on the Yes People podcast show. So Ed, I want to thank you for your kindness, your compassion, and also your wisdom for coming on the Yes People podcast. I really do appreciate you and everything that you've said today.
No, thank you so much. Thank you very much for the invite and and allowing me to come on. I feel very humbled to come on such a great podcast, and the work that you do is phenomenal. And no, thank you so much.
Oh, you're most welcome. And I'm humbled just by what you've said. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ed. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Yes People podcast. And please remember, you can subscribe and leave us a review on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and any other platform that you prefer listening to. Please also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can also donate to the Yes People podcast by simply going to the Savia Rocks website or just typing in paypal.me/Us People podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Stay happy, stay positive, and as always, please continue to be kind to one another.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was, the questions were amazing. Never been asked anything like that at all, which is great. I love different questions. I love the chat. Best podcast I've been on.